Hey there, you guys. It's BryBry. Oh my gosh, sorry it's been a while that I've actually messaged anybody or really done a lot. I've been like really busy lately. Just lots been going on in my life. There's actually one main reason why I haven't posted a lot lately. So, about 4 months ago, or whatever, I started this relationship and everything. Everything was great. It was amazing, It was just, it was just one of those like a high school sweetheart type thing. I don't know. I guess like it was just like fun and everything. Everything was just so exciting and whatnot. And then I, just get emotionally involved, and you know how a new relationship starts. Um, and then I find something out, and it's something that you really don't want to know. And you're probably guessing or wondering what am I talking about. So it's just you sit someone down and it's just like, do you really know who you're talking to? I really started thinking about that. Um, I was talking to him, and long story short, come to find out he's HIV positive. And it's like, what can you say? What can you say? It doesn't really help that it was a month and a half into the relationship, right? And it's just like, who I've been talking to and getting to know and everything. And it's just like, you guys, I've never felt so violated before. Never at all felt so violated. So, but what did I do? What did I do? I let my emotions take over. And I guess that was just my mistake. I always make mistakes like that. A lot of people do. Emotions take over, and we think we like somebody. I mean, I knew I liked them. I mean, duh. And so I forgave him, and it's just, I was stayed in a relationship with him for another like 2 or 3 weeks. But after that, all sense of trust and everything flew out the window. And why am I saying all this? Well, so I went and everything, and then finally I just packed up my shit and left. Let's just leave it at that. Um, Mainly though, I went and I got tested and everything, of course, So I did the antibody test and everything, came back negative. So I went down to the antiviral place down at UCSD, so it's like research center, so top of the line shit, I guess. So I went down there, and I had them do what they call like some quick test, or some, it's like fast results. You can get results if you've been exposed or have contracted within the past 7 to 14 days at least. So I'm like, okay, well, let's just do that just in case, So they sent that out, and they were like, we'll get results in 2 weeks. We'll post them online if they're negative. And I'm like, okay, I'm like, whatever. And so in the meantime, though, I had some we had some Mexican food at work and everything, and I got really sick, like really sick. I had a fever, night sweats, all this stuff, and I wasn't the only one though. A lot of my coworkers got sick too. So we were like, okay, maybe it's just that's what I just named it down to. Finally, I just got really, really sick. Like, oh my God, I thought I was gonna die. So, but I started feeling a little bit better and everything. Kept my electrolytes up. I went to urgent care, and I was feeling a little bit okay. I mean, I didn't eat for something like almost like a week and a half, and for me, that's unheard of. As people know, I am an eater. And then I weighed 150 pounds. People were like, "Oh my gosh, you weigh 150 pounds?" Yeah, I weigh 150 pounds. I do work out and go to the gym, so I mean muscle mass. But I wasted away down to 140, 139. So I was like, "Oh gosh." So I finally started eating and everything again and whatnot. So, but then school started up like 2, 3 weeks ago. I'm losing track. August 25th. That's gonna be a day I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. Reason being, it was the first day of school for me. So, you're waking up and everything. My first class didn't start until noon. So I was just waking up and everything. And my phone rang, and I looked down. It was a San Diego number, like 858. So I was just like, who is this? It was like, it wasn't an unknown number. It gave me the number, but I didn't know what the number was. So I was just like, whatever. It was like 8 in the morning, so I let it roll over to voicemail. Um, and then so, but then I started looking at the number, and it looked familiar and everything, but oh, whatever. So I checked the voicemail and everything. Of course, they left a voicemail, and it was Paula. She's my RN down there, my registered nurse, board certified and everything down there at UCSD. And so I was like, what is she calling? She just asked me to call her back, and I'm like, immediately my heart starts pounding and everything and whatnot. I mean, I work in a veterinary hospital, so I'm like, well, maybe they just lost my blood sample or whatever. They want me to come down for a redraw and everything. So I log online and everything just to see if they didn't post results or anything. They said there was an error with the web page. I'm like, I calm myself down and everything. I was like, I'll call her back in a half an hour. And so, about 5 minutes later, not even, the home phone rang, and this is my aunt's house. And I never ever look at the number or phone or anything because it's always just, spam, telemarketers, and BS and everything like that. So I'm just like, whatever. I'm not really gonna pay attention to it. But for something like something told me to take a look at this number, and so it was the same number, and I'm like, oh my gosh, so this must be Paula. I'm like, okay, well, so I picked it up, and my heart started beating really fast. It's just like, you know how you get those like nerves and everything. Like, if I can only imagine if you're being the president of the United States. Remember being like in middle school, you're giving your presentations in front of class, you got so nervous. It was that kind of thing, but I was like scared on top of it. So I felt like I was skydiving at the same time. I was just like, this is not good. But I was just like, and so I picked up the phone, and she's like, hey, I'm like, hello. She's like, hey, is this Brian? And I'm like, yeah. And then And then and then she told me something that oh my god. She told me she's just I'm sorry to tell you this, but the blood results that we took on you come back that you have HIV. And immediately I felt like someone pulled a gun trigger to my head or stabbed me in the heart. I can't explain that feeling. I just can't. I just can't explain it. It was I died, you guys. Um, I was trying to keep my composure on the phone with her just enough to get out that she wanted me to come down and retest just to make sure it wasn't a false negative or a false positive, sorry. And I just got off the phone with her as quick as I could so I can just start crying because I didn't know what else to do. Um, I didn't know what else to do. So, and then ironically, my best friend Brittany, she calls me or she texted me and she's like, "Morning, sunshine. How's first day of school going for you and everything?" And I just called her in hysteria and told her, and I'm so lucky I have her. And then she offered to come down with me and everything. So of course I'm like, "Oh my God, can you please come down with me?" So we went down and everything, and I called my mom like 2 minutes later because I knew she was worried and because I would talk to her about it. But I honestly, it was one of those things where like when she told me that, I was thinking to myself, like you're in high school, you're in middle school in health classes, and they're like talking about these STDs and HIV being the big one. You're like not worried about the STDs, that's nothing. And it's funny because every time you watch these commercials and everything, they're like STDs or HIV, or this does not protect against HIV or other STDs. And it's just funny because HIV is always the big one, the big one. And you always think you're like, oh, I don't have to worry about it, oh, blah blah blah, and